take this challenge as a competition, and I think you'll see him back sooner than later.
What do you think Malcolm Epps brings to the offensive position that maybe is a little different from Trigg, even though they're
similar type players? Trigg's a little bit longer, right? I would say, Epps is a little bit longer. Trigg's probably a little bit more dynamic with the ball in his hands, but Epps is a big target, man, and I think Epps is hungry. I think Epps came in to our program extremely hungry, and over the summer had a really, really productive summer. And through fall camp was about to, I think, take off and had a little toe injury that kind of set him back. And so I think he's starting to gain a little confidence now that he's caught a few balls, caught a touchdown last week. I think you'll see him, just like Trigg, start to gain confidence and start to be more productive and be, a valuable receiver, a valuable, impact player for us.
What did you say to Trigg after the injury?
I love him. Told him I love him and I have his back, and my journey is very similar to his. I had two knee injuries right before college, and so I know what he's about to go through. Luckily, it's nothing major, no surgery, but any knee surgery takes a certain type of mentality to attack the rehab process. I wanted to make sure that he had an understanding that this is not over, and that we're going to attack this process, and we're going to attack this rehab, and we're going to get back better than we were. And the season's not over for him, and so mentally, I want him to stay engaged, through meetings, through practice, and when he comes back, he's ready to go.
In what ways have you seen him develop on and off the field since he's gotten here, Trigg?
Yeah, I think, anytime you come that far away from home, there's some major changes in the way you live and the way you go about your day. So I think just college in general for a freshman, is obviously a shock. And so with him being away from home and becoming his own man, I'm pretty proud of the way he's developed, not just on the field. Obviously on the field he's done some good things, but off the field, I think he still has some work to do, just like any other freshman does. But he's a guy that you love being around him because he has a presence of, this guy is almost fun to be around. And so that you can see his teammates, he's always got people around him because they love Mike. Everybody loves Mike. But also he knows that he needs to be pushed in certain aspects of his life, and that's where I think me and him have such a good relationship with him, is that he knows that I'm not always going to be just your friend. I'm your coach too, and I'm going to push you to a limit that I think you can go, that you didn't think you could, and that's part of my job, and he knows that. And I think he trusts that.
How different is the playbook now versus when you guys first got here?
We adjusted. We still believe in doing what we do and keeping it simple, for our kids, and try to let them play fast. But every year, you go through and evaluate your scheme and what works and what doesn't work. And so we've changed some things. We've taken some things out. We've added some things. We don't want to continue to have things in our book that that we're not either hitting. It's not working. People are covering up well. Maybe Keaton or Jackson's not. They don't like. They don't see it like we see it. And so I think you're always continuously evaluating your playbook, but you also know there's been a lot of work put in through the summer, through fall camp that you're good at, right? And sometimes on Saturday it may not look like that play is very, very successful, but you don't know, as a fan, you don't know, okay, the left tackle busted, but we had 3 people open, or he took a sack because he was a little hesitant to throw the football when the primary read was open. So I still think that we have good quality scheme. I believe in it. Graham believes in it. I think our kids believe in it, and I don't think we're broke. We're close to being a breakout offense. We're close because you've seen us put up. We put up numbers. We got to score in those. We got to score in critical situations, right? If you look back at our games, the final 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half, Graham always says dominate the 8. We've lost games in those 8 minutes strictly because when we get opportunities to score, we don't score, and the other team does. And so we put ourselves in a hole that it's tough to dig ourselves out of. in those 8 minutes, and we got to figure out how we can be better in that situation and better at finishing there in the red zone.
What have you thought of Jackson's progress over the past couple weeks?
I mean, he's just like Trigg, man. We had the same talk. We were going to feel sorry for ourselves for one day, and then it was straight attack. And he's been on the attack ever since. And that's just the mentality and the way he was raised, that he wasn't going to sit here and kind of mope and be sad and say, poor me, why'd this happen to me? He was on a straight attack mode. And both of those guys, him and Trigg, are kind of, they're athletic freaks, to be honest with you. And so I think they're going to heal a little bit faster than a normal person would. And he's done a great job of getting after his rehab and staying positive and staying in his playbook and staying, into the team settings where they can still feel him as their quarterback.